Hello, Coach Melissa. Thank you for being here today.
Yes, hello, Kahila. So excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, yes. I just wanted to say congratulations. I know a lot of things are happening in your life. You're glowing, so congratulations and nice
Thank
to
you.
have you. Nice to
Thank
have you.
you.
Awesome. So before we get started, I wanted to introduce Coach Melissa first, but she did contribute an article to our magazine that was launched on February 15th. It is now called Learning, Living, and Leading. Those of you who've been following us from previously, it was called Parenting, Learning, and Living. But now that we have expanded to serve any age, any stage, it doesn't matter how old you are, we can serve you through our coaching program, so that we have evolved into calling it Learning, Living, and Leading. And that's kind of everything we do, right, in life. Sometimes we're learning,
Absolutely.
sometimes we're living. We should live all the time, but sometimes it feels like only
Absolutely.
sometimes we're living. And then we're always leading ourselves or others, for sure, right? And then
Absolutely.
this magazine, this issue was so important for all of us because we are ending the trying harder, try harder, push more, just keep pushing. That era is ending and we want to end it, and we want to bring in the Readiness OS, because when we have readiness in our life, everything becomes so much more enjoyable, so much peace and harmony. It's just that when we try to push things, when we try hard, it just doesn't work anymore. We tried. We all
Right.
tried, right? Coach Melissa, you
Right.
tried. You tried.
I
And
tried for a
that's
long time. I still find myself sometimes trying.
yes,
Yeah,
because we're used to it. We're used to it, right? But today we're going to talk
absolutely.
about the article. I'm going to ask her some questions about the article that she gave into this issue that she gave for this issue, and we're going to look at now. If you have never saw any of our magazine, I do have the link below this video. Please click that and follow the link, and then it'll ask for a password. Just put in the word flow with all capital letters, and you'll be able to read this magazine as well as the other issues as well from the previous. They're all there for you, all free. And this is not like we're just telling you what to do. It's actually, it makes you think differently, right? Everything we do and we in our program, it doesn't give you a new lens.
It sure does. And the stories and the um, all the things that people share are really eye-opening and really reflective. It really helps me, even as a coach, to read what the other coaches are writing about, and gives me things to reflect on.
Yeah, absolutely. So check it out. So now we want to come here and now, because that's something that we all have hard time doing, even including me, including maybe Coach
Yep,
Melissa too, right?
absolutely. Yep, I'm getting
When we're
better.
not, yeah, getting better and better. When we're not here, where are we?
We're in the past,
Yes, or the
or
future.
we're
Yeah.
thinking about the future. We're not
Yes.
here.
Yes. Unfortunately, but we want to bring you here. But before we talk about here and now, I want to talk about the past. How many of you watching us right now thinking about the past? Replaying something happened yesterday or the day before or weeks before or months before. And a lot of the time we want to think about the good stuff, but unfortunately the good stuff doesn't come that often. Sometimes they come too, but the more often, the fastest, the ones that keeps on a repeat play, like somebody just put it on a play that's just keep going and going and going in a loop. That's mostly the bad things, right? Things that we want to
Right.
forget. The one
Yeah.
that we
All
want to
those
forget.
conversations we've had and what we should have said and what we didn't say. And
Yeah,
yeah.
it keeps playing. So if we're stuck there, there's no way that you're going to be here to do anything, right? If you're not here and now, you're not creating anything, you're just replaying something. So the only thing we can do with the past is really let it go, because there's
Hmm.
nothing you can go and do anything about it. It cannot be recreated again. It's done, it's
Right.
gone, it's over. So the thing that we can get from the past is lessons. There's plenty of lessons that we can gather from the past. So let's get those lessons out of those past things that we experience, and then move to now and here, because
Right.
this is where we can create, and those lessons will become the foundation for something that you can create now and here in your life,
Hmm.
in your learning, in your living, and in your leading. Now another thing that we go to often is, instead of becoming here and now, we go to the future, because we like to think about our future. I want to know tomorrow what my day is going to look like, or 2 weeks away, or maybe a trip I'm planning. I want to know all of these things. So the future is good. We should think about the future. But unfortunately, most of us, what we do is we project the past and think about the future through those past lens, all those past memories that we don't even want to recreate, but we're recreating over here. That's what's going to come up again in the future, right? Yeah. Do you want to say something, Melissa? Coach Melissa?
No, just, yeah, it's easy to get stuck in that looking ahead and what's to come and all that anticipation, and then not be able to focus on what's right in front of us and what we're living right now. We miss what's happening right in front of us for something that hasn't even happened yet.
Yes. So if it's good to predict the future, like have some goals and dreams. So that's good. Set some
Absolutely.
intentions. Really beautiful, but not with this cloud on it. It's like driving with the windshield with all mud on it, right?
Right,
You're not going to see
right.
anything. You're not going to know where to go in the future. So the only thing we can do is, instead of recreating and with the past projected, we can really bless it. It's available to us. Everything that I can put my intention and my goals towards. I'm going to get it in the future, but I cannot keep thinking about it. I have to release it. It's there for me. I just have to release it. So now that I've let go of my past, I blessed it and released my future. Look at me. I have my hands free, right? My hands are free now. They don't have anything else to do. I can actually bring them here, which is amazing, because here is where I could do something with it. Because here
Right.
I can be present. Here I can learn. I can live. I can lead myself and others. Here I can really create in this moment, because this is the only moment we have. We don't have any other moment. So this is the only moment we have. So what do you do, Coach Melissa, to bring yourself really here and now? Any techniques, anything you use?
Oh, lots of things. One thing that came up while you were saying this was, a few years ago, I was at a conference for leaders, and it was all women. And you know how busy we are as women, and we have our jobs and our families and our homes. And one of the things that really stuck out to me, and I still think about today, is being where your feet are. And that had a huge impact on me. It's like, we can't worry about the past. We can't think about the future so much. We have to be where we are. So if you're working, work. If you're momming, mom. If you're being a friend, be a friend. And that was huge for me. But it wasn't quite enough. And in the last couple years, I've really learned some more techniques to help me be in the here and now. And I do that through breathing. I do that through talking to my brain and telling myself that I need to be right here, right now. I can't worry about before or what's coming up. And besides just even breathing, I do a lot of tapping, and that really helps me to focus and get to where I am. So there's lots of different tapping points, and depending on what I'm doing, it depends where I tap. But I like to tap right here on the sides of my face and do some breathing. And that really helps me focus. So I take nice deep breaths in, hold it for just a little bit,
Yeah, let's do
and then I let it out really slowly. So my out breath is always way longer than my in breath. And that really helps me to focus. So I just go in.
So let's do an inhale for 4 while we tap on the side of your eyebrow, right? Is that where you're at?
Yep.
Here, and then inhale, and then hold for 2, and then exhale slowly. Like 8. And then one more time,
Yep.
inhale for 4. Hold for 2. And then exhale for 8 while you tap through your mouth. Is it through your mouth?
Yep. I exhale through my mouth. I inhale through my nose and exhale through my mouth.
Perfect.
And those things, and just by adding that tapping, it really helps me to focus, because my brain, I've had to work really hard at learning how to slow that down and how to really focus on what I need to focus. And by tapping, it really helps my brain to have something to focus on and gets me to the here and now way faster.
Yes, yes. And even moving the hands, right, from here, if you think of the past, put the past out, put the future out, and tell yourself physically, like anchor yourself back again by saying, I want to be here. I want to be here now.
Yep.
So
Yep.
all of those things is beautiful. And the breathing is always beautiful because I know we breathe. I know everybody says I breathe and you don't have to remind me. Yes, I know everybody breathe, but we don't breathe as deep as we should be or as
Right.
conscious as we should
We
be.
breathe
And
so shallow and we just, I mean, that's something our bodies are amazing and they can just do without us thinking. But when we're not thinking about what we're breathing, then it just, life gets all helter skelter. So it's really important to pay attention to what kind of breath you're having. And
yes, absolutely. So now I want to ask you some questions about the article you provided. And I know you want to
absolutely.
read it, but you have to read the full article. You have to follow the link I provided, and then there you'll find it with the password flow. You can actually read the whole article, but we're going to talk about some of the things that Coach Melissa shared with us. So in the article, you used the word fine.
Mm.
What was really happening beneath that word? We all use it, right? Fine.
We do. We do. And I say in the article how I hate it even when I was using it, but there really wasn't anything else to say. We always just say, I'm fine. I'm
How are you?
fine.
How are
I'm
you? Fine.
fine. Yeah. And that's really not how anybody is. I don't even know how you would describe fine. But that's not what I want to be. You know, I want to be more authentic with people and to be more in tune with my body and to be able to say, I feel really great right now, or I feel, you know, I'm feeling sad right now, and be able to own those feelings and those emotions and put words to it. But for many, many, many years, I said, I'm fine all the time.
Yes. We all do it. Every one of
Yeah,
us do it.
we do.
Yes. So beneath that word, there's so many layers that we're actually protecting or we're burying, right? Like we're not like
Right.
the word even fine actually has something underneath it, right? If you ask a little bit further, somebody would open up and tell you that, yeah, really, I'm not fine.
Right.
I do have something going on. Yes. So at what point did you realize that realize inside alone wasn't creating change inside?
It was slow. I'm not one that had a big aha moment and or anything like that. It's just I really started noticing I wasn't being true to myself. Like I was always being vague, you know, and I didn't want to live that way, you know, anymore. So it was really starting to pay attention to what was going on and what I was interested in. And like I said, trying to get rid of that word fine, like really pay attention. I knew all the things in my head, but to articulate them wasn't coming out, and to listen to my body was definitely not happening.
Hmm. What did disconnection feel like before you had the language for it?
Lonely, um, on the outside, like I
Mhm.
never really felt like I belonged to anything or anyone in particular. I always felt like I was just a little outside. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't, for many years, I didn't even realize that's what I was feeling, but I always felt a little disconnect. I didn't feel quite in with whatever I was doing or whoever I was with. I was just a little bit removed.
Mm. Mm. So when the practitioners kept pointing out tension in your body, what did
Yeah.
that stir in you?
Well, that was more of an aha moment. You had a masseuse who would be like, "You are so tight," or even one of our coaches on one of our coaching trips. I said, "Oh, I'm just so tense," and she started to rub my shoulders and neck, and she was like, "Melissa, you're so tight," and I'm like, "This is all I know. Like, I didn't know I was supposed to feel different. You know, I've lived with it for so long." And the more people who kept telling me that, the more I started to think, maybe I'm not supposed to feel this way. You know, maybe it's not supposed to hurt all the time. Like my back and my neck hurt all the time. There was always aches in them. I just thought that's how you were.
Mm.
But yeah, the more people who told me, the more I started listening and the more I started making the time to take care of it, you know, because it takes time and it takes money. And, you know, sometimes life makes you make other choices. And I finally started listening to what I was hearing and listening to my body.
Yeah. Beautiful. What surprised you most about how much your body had been holding?
I think how good I'm feeling now that I'm releasing it, like it's amazing, Kalila. I haven't felt this good in so long. And I think that's my new passion, is just to help people become more aware of what they're carrying. I had read The Body Keeps Score, and that was huge in my transformation, and to listen and how our bodies hold things from the time we're infants, like just based on how our caregivers take care of us when we are itty bitty, and just forming really stays in our
Mhm.
bodies as adults. And we don't even know what that is until we really start looking at it. And for me, I didn't realize all this weight I was carrying, and this slowness and this fogginess that I had was all inside of me, until I started trying to get rid of it and doing things on a regular basis to get it to leave. And I just feel so much lighter, and I feel so much freer than before. I knew all the things. I knew lots of things. I'm a smart person. I know the things, but I didn't let my body finish telling me and work on that.
So, as a holistic neurogrowth success coach, you don't really fix anything, right? We don't fix anything for
Right.
anyone. That's first step.
Mm.
First step was, what was it for even yourself as a
Awareness.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
awareness. Like, and you can't make anyone else be aware. Like, you can sit with them, you can talk about things, you can share how good you're feeling or things that you do, but until you as your own self are ready to listen and to pay attention, you can't bring that awareness to anyone else. They have to get to it on their own. And unfortunately for me, I'm a slow learner, and it's been taking me a long time to get there. But once that awareness comes, it's like a light bulb goes off, and then you get that choice. Am I going to live here in the past and be weighted down with all the stuff? Or am I going to, think about where I am now and where I want to go and how I can make it be better in the future?
Yeah. I don't think, like you said something about yourself, I'm slow. I don't think so, because everybody's different, right? And it depends on how much you have carried, how much you
Mm,
packed it. Because we're good at
right.
packing it, right? We pack.
Oh, I'm
We
a
pack.
good packer.
I mean, I pack
I can
everything.
carry a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I
Pack.
always tell people, I used to live on the third floor apartment with no elevator and a toddler. And so I'll go out from the grocery store, and I will be like a pack mule carrying stuff. And I'll always tell the attendants, I go, don't worry, I got it. I used to live on a third floor apartment. I can do it in one trip. And it's like, I don't need to do that anymore. I don't have to. I mean, I was always just physically carrying stuff too. It's like, I don't have to do that. If I need to make 2 or 3 trips, make 2 or 3 trips. Let somebody else help me. I don't
Mm.
have to do it all alone. And when you start realizing that, like, I see it all over in my life, how I tried to just do it
Carry it.
all
Carry
and
it.
carry it all.
Pack it and
Yep.
carry it. But also, because that's I mean, if you think about it, isn't that what strength is? Isn't that what
Mm,
shows that you're so strong, and you're so,
yep.
like we label that like that, right? And then
Right.
then we have to, like, if I don't, then I'll be weak.
Exactly. And I wrote about that in my article too, about how strong I felt like I needed to be strong. And I just let it override how I felt inside, or what I thought I needed. I'm like, nope, I have to be strong. This is what I need to do. I'm a, military spouse. I'm doing it on my own. I am a young mom. I have to do it, do it, do it. And if I'm not strong, what are people going to think about me? Or how are others going to be able to rely on me if I'm not this epitome of strong? And that's not the right way to think or
No, it's
live.
setting yourself for so much pain and suffering. I mean, that's what
Right.
happens, right? Pain in the
Right.
body, pain, suffering in life. because we're not
Yep.
really living. We're not living. And then also I was going
Right.
to add to that is, if you think about it, our culture in our society, we also had, sometimes we talk about how many baggages we have in our life, right? Like we're so proud of
Like
having,
it's a prize. Like,
yeah,
yeah, we're
like,
going to win an award.
yeah, awards. I have like, this many bags over there. I just, that's my baggage. It was like
Yeah.
sort of that kind of conversation also brought on being strong means having so much baggage. Add more
Right.
baggage and you have that strength goes up, right? But it's
Right.
it is the worst thing you can do for yourself, is to keep saying that I have so many baggages. I'm so proud of it. For what reasons?
Absolutely.
Anything, if
It's
you
not
think
doing
about
any
it,
good.
yeah, if you think about it, carrying anything on your body, or thinking of storaging and carrying, it doesn't, it feels heavy already.
Hmm.
Just thinking about it, right? So
Yep.
that's how your body feels. That's how your brain thinks. That's how your whole system feels. Heavy.
Absolutely. Heavy
So
all the time.
how did you know your voice disappearing wasn't about intelligence, but about safety? Safety.
Yeah. Yeah. So besides feeling heavy and disconnected, I also muted myself a lot. I was never mute. People will think, Melissa, you talk all the time. And I do. And I love to talk and I love to share. But I was always really, um, oh, what's the word?
Selective.
Careful about what the words were that I was using. I was always pre-thinking what I was going to say and making sure that the audience I was with was going to accept what I said.
You
So
stand
I
it.
would, yeah, I really had to I really kind of um, shrunk myself, because I had had a few incidences where when I shared my voice and my true feelings, that I got in trouble for, or I got, talked to about, or was told that that wasn't correct, or that kind of thing that would make me feel really small. So then I got very, I chose my words a lot more carefully, and I became more of a listener than a talker, which, isn't at all bad. But when you have things to say and you know that they're important and they're true, to not be able to trust yourself to say that and to live in my truth and with my voice, it was hard.
Yeah, because that's like you're hiding your own identity.
Absolutely.
For approval.
Absolutely. You're
For
that
approval.
it's that imposterness, like I didn't want to be somebody that could be looked at as wrong, or weak, or not smart, or those kinds of things.
Yes. So that became, that's, you did that to feel safe around those people, right?
Right.
So you allowed
Right.
to stir something. Yes. So what
Yeah.
belief about strength cost you the most? What belief about strength cost you the most?
I think it cost me being myself. It cost me living in my truth and being happy and proud of who I really am. It gets exhausting when you're pretending all the time. And for many, 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 many years, I didn't realize how much pretending I was doing to fit in. And once I started being aware of that and starting to think, how do I really want to respond to this? What do I really want to do? Um, it became so much freer, just so much freer. And I wish I could bring back those 20, 25 years of my life where I was afraid of who I wanted to be.
Yeah. What was the hardest belief to release?
I think releasing that I didn't feel I was worthy. Like, I always felt like I wasn't worthy enough to have what I wanted, the life I wanted to live, or, that things had happened and I had made choices that I needed to live with. And that was just how life was going to be.
So, as a holistic neurogrowth success coach, when every coach starts our program, we go through actually using the program on ourselves so that we can unlearn And because
Right.
without unlearning, you cannot be the confident coach to serve others at this level, right? So
Right.
what was the biggest unlearning that you had to do as a teacher?
As a teacher in the classroom, I had to unlearn that that pushing equaled um, support. Like I just felt we were always pushing the kids to do more, to do more, to do more. We were taking things away, like recess or centers and early childhood, and we just kept pushing curriculum on these kids that weren't ready. And even back then, I knew that wasn't right, but I didn't know exactly what um, needed to happen, like how to change that system and how to be a part of progress instead of stuffing down our education on our kids.
Mm-hmm. So as a holistic neurogrowth success coach now, what did you learn to serve your students and families?
To just be with them and to make that connection with them, to help them to feel comfortable and safe in my presence and in my classroom or in my coaching office or wherever we are, to build that safety first. Because if they don't feel safe, just like if I didn't feel safe, I wasn't being able to perform. I wasn't ready to perform because I didn't feel safe. So really bringing in that safety and that connection with people. And I think that's what our school systems are really getting wrong, is we're not allowed time to make those deep connections. They're like, oh, they're here, let's go, let's test, let's do another small group, let's put them in this, let's put them in that. And we're just throwing so much at them that they don't have time to be and to breathe and to feel that safety. They're always performing and not just being.
And now now many of them are not even performing because they're shutting down.
Right.
And
Right.
that
Well, and we see it as behaviors and defiance and all of that. And it's just their systems are shutting down and they don't know what to do.
is
Their bodies are just reacting and they don't have the tools or the skill set to know how to regulate themselves or to notice that they're getting ready to explode, or they just feel like they have to go, 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 go all the time.
Yep. And we also assume that everyone who's coming into those classrooms are ready to learn. But I mean,
Right.
we are a living human being. So many variables
Right.
are affecting us every minute, every second. And I cannot
Absolutely.
assume I'll be ready. I don't know. Sometimes I'll be ready. Sometimes I'm not ready. Some days I'm just a mess.
Right.
So,
Right. And a child can be ready one day. A child can be doing well for a while and being able to do the things, and they are truly ready. But then something happens that makes them not ready. And we have to be aware of when those shifts are happening and to be able to help them to sit in whatever that change is until they're ready again. And not
absolutely.
just keep, well, you could do this yesterday. You knew your times tables yesterday. Why are you not doing your times tables right today? Well, who knows? Maybe dad didn't come home from work yesterday, or maybe mom yelled at them because they got the wrong cereal out. I don't know. You have to be more observant and present.
Yep. Awareness. Come
Yep.
back to awareness, right?
Yep.
Was there a specific moment in your body that said no more? This is it?
Um, Not really a specific moment. It's just accumulation of a lot of moments, and me being aware. Like I know when I'm getting ready to have a panic attack, like, or an anxiety attack. I start to get really tense in my body, and I get hot. And I used to get all the way to the part where I felt like I always said, I'm running a marathon, but I'm not going anywhere. Like my whole body was tense. And once I started paying attention to that, I could say, oh, but before that, my palms get sweaty, I get a little tight, my brain starts kind of racing. And so now I don't really get to that point of I'm running a marathon. So it's just being aware of, once I started being aware of when things were happening, to pay attention to what's starting to happen right before. and right before that. So I can intercede and say, whoa, brain, stop. I don't need to go there. That's the old Melissa. I got this. I am safe. I can make good choices and get through this. And it's changed so much of my life because I'm able to stop before I get to that full-fledged panic.
So let me ask, I think you probably answered a little bit of it, but let me ask again, what does readiness feel like in your body now?
Readiness feels like my body saying yes. Like my whole body is on board. There's not anxiety in it. It's not feeling stressed or sweaty. It's feeling calm and ready to go. And it might even have a little bit of excitement, and a little bit of good anticipation in it, but it's not like before when it would just like freeze and make me not want to make that next choice.
Yes. Yes. How do you know when you're about to override yourself from being ready?
Like, how do I fix myself? Like, not really fix, but how do I take over and not let myself get that far?
Yeah.
By being aware, definitely, like I had said, and being able to now talk to my brain, to talk to myself. Before I did this coaching, I always thought that the brain was in charge of us, like it was that the brain was us and that it controlled everything we did. And now I realize that that's not true. Like I have to really work hard at telling my brain, okay, we used to do this, but we're not doing that anymore. Or we needed to do that to keep ourselves safe, but we don't need to do that anymore. So I spend a lot of time, talking to myself and telling myself things. And I say, I am safe a lot, or my voice has a purpose a lot, and really leaning into those positive statements and telling my brain that has been so conditioned for almost 50 years to say these certain things about me that no, we're not saying that anymore. And to really work on changing those pathways.
True empowerment, right? When you
Right.
when you own it, not it owns you, your brain.
Right.
It's true empowerment because you can speak to it.
Yep.
It's just an it. Your brain is just an it.
It's a thing.
You're in control, right?
Yep.
So talking about readiness, if I go back, people might be thinking, what are you guys talking about? What is readiness? We keep saying that word, right? We said awareness. And a lot of time when we say awareness, people think that's so simple. I'm always aware. No. Awareness, if you're aware about yourselves, right, Coach Melissa, if you're aware, then you will notice so many things about you.
Yep.
Like a lot of the time we're aware of other people, other things around us. We're very aware because for safety, we have it's built into us. We're always aware of around us, right? But we're not that aware of ourselves. We're not.
No,
we
I wasn't aware of myself for years and years.
So why? Because I don't need to, because I'm just me. Because it's almost like I'm just me. What am I supposed to aware about myself? I'm just me. It's just Kohila. It's just Melissa, right? It's just you. But when you start talking to your brain and separate and dissociate yourself from it that's controlling you, and you start thinking about what am I doing because of it, your brain telling those stories, you really see so many patterns, don't we?
Right.
Like it shines like it's like putting a spotlight on it.
Right.
And
you're like, how did I miss that for so long?
It seems like,
and it's just mind-boggling. It's just like,
really?
You're like, it's so obvious once you see it. But it's that becoming aware and taking that time. I think with readiness, to me, readiness also means slowing down, and just
right?
being.
In order to notice and be aware, you have to slow down, and you have to be home. You have to be home, because if you're out there in the world in the chaos, then you can't notice anything, and you're not going to be aware of anything. So
Right.
there are few things that are needed here, few variables that has to line up for the awareness to work. Number
Right.
one, you have to be home, which means the
Yeah.
first thing we showed you today was about coming home. Is that coming here and now brings you
Yes.
also home. And if you keep practicing that, that brings you back here instead of going out into the world, into
Right.
the chaos. And
Yep.
you can shut the
Yep.
chaos down when you want. That's also in your hands, right? Shutting the
Right.
chaos
Yeah, you
off.
don't have to
No.
run the rat race every day, all the time. Like,
Out and
what?
in, right?
Yes,
You have to
yes.
switch for the external
Yep.
chaos that's happening in the world. You don't need to let that enter your life. You really can shut that off. So the
Yeah.
awareness that we're talking about is a deep awareness, but only you can feel it is when you're home. We mean home to your
Mhm.
soul here, right? And from there, when you start seeing these patterns, these loops, these things that you live in, these cycles that you go through, and you're like, wow. And then that's where everything starts.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Do you want to share one loop you had? I'll share one too.
Oh, oh man.
I'll
I
share mine
feel, yes,
as
you
you
share
think.
yours first. I'm like, I have so many and I can't even pull
I
one up.
used to think people are judging me. This is my thing. They're gonna notice.
Mhm.
They're gonna think this. They're gonna say this. They're thinking about me. They're thinking about this. It was a constant thing. Like anytime I did, even like they're gonna think I look like this or I look like that or my hair's like this. This is my thoughts, like constant,
Mhm.
nonstop. So when do you ever get to even listen to anything else if that's playing? Like
You
broken
don't.
radio stations just going on and on and on about
On and on
how
and on.
everybody's thinking this, everybody's thinking. Then finally, like I was in Dubai, I was there for a Mind Valley Mastermind. I was in Dubai, and then they had Burning Man, the Burning Man
Oh,
event.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Yep.
had a small version of it at the beach, and they said to me, we had a whole bunch of people, and they said to everyone, like, you're gonna let one thing go today,
Mm.
and then we built this structure, and we were gonna burn it, a small Burning Man ritual. So we are gonna burn it, and they said you're gonna write this one thing, and we're gonna burn it today. And I kept thinking, well, I don't have anything to give away here. What am I gonna give? Like I don't have anything, right?
Right. Right.
There's
Those are
lots I
perfect.
can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I said, whoa, the word judgment. Judgment. Yeah. And I thought about myself, actually, I judge a lot of times too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like when I
Yep.
was doing it is when I thought everybody else is doing it to me as well. So
Yeah.
that's the word I burned in Dubai. Since then, I don't even care if somebody's saying anything because
That's awesome.
I don't think about it, and I don't judge
Right.
anyone either. Because who am I to judge anybody?
Right.
It's none of my
Right.
business. And if somebody's judging me right now, it's none of my business.
Yeah. And that's on them, not on you.
Yeah, I'm not wasting
Yeah.
any brain power on any judgment. So that was the
Yeah.
end of the judgment. So that's what I had to let go. How about
Yeah.
yourself?
I had to let go about being enough.
Mm.
Like, and I will never forget the exercise we did as coaches to try and define what enough was.
Oh yeah.
And that really opened my eyes. I was like, yeah, what is enough? Like, enough is subjective to every person. And here I had been saying, I'm not a good enough mother. I'm not a good enough teacher. I'm not a good enough salesperson. I'm not a good enough this. I'm not a good enough that. Who whose
Who
version of
needs
enough?
you?
Well, of
Who
course it was
needs you?
my standards of being clear up here, and I don't need to live clear up there. And
Where's
it's
the
like I
scale?
am enough.
Right? Where's the scale?
Right. Where's the rating? Like, no, I am
I
enough just
want to
how I
measure my
am.
worth. I want
Yeah.
to see if I'm enough. Where's the scale?
Yeah. Right. Right. And I just am like, no. And I've been slowly learning over the last couple of years if I'm not enough for somebody, I don't need them in my life. I don't need to concern myself with them because the people who love me, the people who respect me, um, they love me for who I am and what I have to offer and what I give, and that is enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always ask according to whose scale it is, right?
Yeah. It's like,
Which
whose
scale?
version of enough? Yeah.
I didn't get one. I don't have one. I don't know where's the scale you
Right.
guys are talking about. Please send it to me because I might want
I
to
know.
measure it.
It was eye-opening for me. Like, oh my gosh, something so simple. But that's the things. I think when you're open and you're working on things and you're trying, like, that's, when you're aware and you see that one little comment you made, you might not even ever remember making it. And it was impactful to me. It's like, well, whose scale? Where is it? What does it look like? I want to see that scale. And I'm like, it doesn't exist.
Yes.
And here I've been living my life towards this scale that doesn't exist forever. And so freeing to just say, no, I am enough. Like, I'm smart enough. I'm brave enough. I know enough. It's like, it's awesome.
I'm perfectly enough.
I am
That's
perfectly enough.
That's why I use that word perfect all the time.
Um,
You guys know, right? Whenever I text
Yep.
you back, I always say perfect, right?
Yep.
Because everything is perfect.
It is.
Everything is perfect. Even a reply is perfect. It's perfect. Because perfect is another thing. Enough, same thing towards the word perfect, right? How many of us set ourselves up to be perfect?
Right.
According to whose standard is that perfect measured on?
Exactly.
Right? It's like,
yep.
That's another one, another big one. So how is your body now?
Awesome. Free. Mostly pain-free most of the time, and when I do get the pains, I'm like, okay, why does this hurt? Did I sleep with a different pillow? Did I sit different? I'm aware of when those things are happening, but in the last couple months, my body has made so many changes, and it feels lighter. I'm not carrying all that stuff on me. I am taking time for me. I'm doing what my body needs me to do. And I'm thanking my body and saying, thank you for taking care of me. And my feet, Kohela, used to hurt so bad. And I remember I go to a somatic therapist, and I told her one day, I said, I just feel like all these tingles in my feet all the time. Like my feet are always, it's like there's anxiety in my feet. And I couldn't really figure that out. And she's like, well, do you take care of your feet? Do you, and I'm like, well, I get pedicures every once in a while, but I never would spend time massaging them or lotioning them or thanking them for carrying me. And we did some work around that, and it's just been amazing because it's like I feel so much freer. I feel so much lighter. My feet don't feel that anxiety anymore because I'm aware of what an amazing thing my feet do for my body. And now I can feel myself moving forward in lots of areas of my life that I was feeling kind of stuck in. And it's just like it goes full circle. And it's just amazing to me how that, just by paying attention to the tingles in my feet and then paying attention to and accepting what they do for my body has opened up so many new doors and new feelings and new experiences. It's just, I just am like amazed all the time when I start putting all these little dots together. It's just awesome.
Yeah, that's why I say we never have to suffer in our life. If we're living something with some suffering, like pain is a suffering, right?
Right.
It's not right. Why should there be pain? It shouldn't be there. So if it's there, what's the message? That's where the awareness comes back again. What loop am I playing to create this pain? Because I am creating. I mean, we are creating from a loop, right? Of stress or anything. It could be anything, but that's kind of the that coming home and being here allows powerful to notice within.
Because I wasn't noticing all the pain that was in my body for a long time. I noticed some of it, and I would just accept it. And then once I started working on it, it was like, oh my gosh, this feels weird, or this hurts, or I can't do this as well.
I was gonna, you didn't notice it, you felt it.
Right.
The pain everybody's feeling, like those of you listening to you are feeling the pain. But we are talking about you. I want you to notice it.
Noticing it. Yeah.
Noticing means now the brain's involved, your heart's involved with the pain of the body. That's why we talk about body speak, brain speak, and heart speak. They're different speaking. They speak different languages, and we tend to not listen to them. We usually tend to listen to up here, our powerful machine, which is the brain speak, is the one that loud and clear, because it's a crazy machine that can.
And then it's telling us things that aren't true.
Yeah, it can make up all sorts of story. And one of the stories is that, in order to live a good life, you have to work hard. And during that hardship, your body is going to hurt. It's fine. That means you're working hard. That's strength. You see, that's strength. You're showing strength.
Right.
Like, what your brain
strong is important. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's how you become enough, and that's how we become worthy. You see that everything works together. So the brain actually validates all of that. So it's a perfect story if we just listen to the brain.
Right.
That's the power of brain. Brain can tell us anything and anything it wants. So notice what's happening after the brain speaks, after your body speaks, after your heart speaks. Notice what's happening, and if they're not in alignment, guess what? They're going to say different things, and that's when you know things got to change. That loop is not working anymore. That storyline that's coming up for you again and again, it's not working anymore. So there has to be something different, right? So what does a full body yes feel like compared to a mental decision? Body says yes.
But your body says yes. It feels amazing. It just, it feels right. I can go all in when my body feels that yes, and it feels right. Where if it's a yes with just my head, I hesitate. And that's when I know to pay attention to, okay, what are you saying yes to? And I've also learned I don't have to answer right away. Like if somebody asks me something, if they ask me to do something, I don't have to have an answer right away. And it's in my best interest to pause. And whether that's a 5-second pause or I'll get back to you tomorrow or something like that, that I owe it to myself to really sit with the decisions I make, because for so long I would just go. If somebody asked, I did it. I was there. I was doing all the things for all the people and not listening to me and what I wanted or what I needed. I was so busy taking care of everybody else that I wasn't listening to myself. And now I know that that's what I need to do, and I can do that. I'm not always super great. Every once in a while I'll say yes to something and I'll be like, I shouldn't have said yes. But not often. Yeah,
and that body, yes, when it feels yes so strong, that's when everything is in alignment, right? That total alignment is what makes it go for it. But when we don't have that strong yes, it's when we procrastinate. And then we always blame ourselves for procrastinating. I always said, it's a good thing to procrastinate. I mean, it becomes sometimes a problem, but that's not a problem.
Right.
Now we're not aware of the loop. So we're playing the loop again too many times, right? In the beginning, when it does start, it actually is when your body's not ready. There's no strong yes from all of your body speak and brain speak and heart speak. They're not in alignment. So there's no strong yes. So that's why we start procrastinating. And together with procrastinating, if we add perfecting it, they work very, very together, right? Partnership is so strong. Then now, if we keep repeating that in different loops, now we totally becomes procrastinator for lifetime.
Right.
On that identity.
Yeah. And when we start to procrastinate, that's when we really need to say, hey, why am I not doing this? Why am I not going forward with this? That's when we have to take a step back and really think, what's going on?
Notice again.
We have to notice. Yeah. We have to become aware. Our body is trying to tell us something. What is it telling us? Yeah.
And when you do that, you're going to notice that you're not in alignment. There's a misalignment. You're not going to ride a car that's misaligned. The tires are not in alignment. You're not going to go for a ride, are you? No.
Right. Because you're not going to get where you need to go easily.
So we got to stop and get the alignment right? It's the same with ourselves. We can't speed up and just produce and get results if we're not in alignment.
Yeah. I think something that's really important for people to know is that you're not always in direct, perfect alignment all the time. It's not something that you get to. It's not an end destination. And I think for a long time, I thought that once I figure everything out, it's going to be smooth sailing, and it's not. And it's like, this is a work that we have to constantly do, you know. And when I meet with my clients, I'm like, I want you to know I am not perfect. I didn't know the things I know now that I did back then, and I'm still learning. Like, it's a process, and it's something where we're always getting just a little bit better at. And it's okay. We're going to have setbacks, because I think I used to get set back or become unaligned, and then I give up because I'm like, well, I don't know enough. I can't do this. You know, I'm not being successful. I'm not being perfect. So why try? But it's a constant thing. You know, you're going right along and you're doing fine, and then all of a sudden something happens and you're like, and we have to realign ourselves, and that's okay. I think a lot of people were like me and get to that point and they just stop, and then it's like, no, it's okay. We'll get through this. We'll realign.
Right? Only time we can stop is the day
when we're dead.
we're done. Because then I can't do anything about my awareness or my noticing, because I'm never going to notice again. But until then, I'm always going to notice. And because I'm a living being, you're a living being, every one of us is a living being, there are variables that's affecting us. So how can I always be in alignment? I'm not. The variables are constantly moving around us, in us. I'm not always in alignment. I just know how to get to alignment now faster.
We know how to get there quicker.
Yeah. I approach it so like this. Before it would take months, years. Now it's like this. Oh, I see I'm not in alignment. I see I'm going back in the same loop. I'm noticing that I'm going there. So now I can pull myself to now and here. Then I'm no longer there dealing with that unnecessarily. So that's the speed. That's the speed you'll work on to get there, right?
Right. And I think it's also important to share with your loved ones what those signals are and what you need to get back into alignment. I know that I've been trusting a partner with some of that stuff, and he's able to see that in me. And even like we were on our cruise, I was like starting to panic about this excursion we had. And I thought, I was looking forward to it. We had golf carts. We were going to go around the island. And that morning I woke up and I just kept feeling off. And then I started to go into panic because I was like, what if we get lost? What if the golf cart breaks down? What if we miss the boat? And I was just, my head started cycling, and he caught it even before me because I kept going, I don't really know what's wrong. And to have somebody that's able to sit with you and help you focus in the way that works for you and is huge. So it's like, once you're starting to notice how you need to get back to alignment, share that with the people you're with, so that when they see that you're starting to veer off and not be in alignment, that they can help get you there too. Because sometimes if you're not paying attention, you can get farther along than you anticipate, and they can get you back so you can enjoy life. Because old Melissa would have sat in that and probably not gone on that excursion, and I would have missed out on a lot of fun and a lot of beautiful things that we saw. And I was so grateful to be able to have someone that was able to help me see, Melissa, this is your old brain talking. We're fine. We'll have a map. We know what time it is. Like, it was just that all of a sudden those old thoughts just get so powerful. So it's really helpful to have somebody that will be able to say, nope, we don't need to listen to that. We got it. We're going to be fine. And it's really helpful.
Love it. Thank you for sharing that. That's important. Yes. So
we're still learning. I'm not perfect.
Oh no, I don't think anybody should be, because that's not the goal of all of this, right?
No.
The goal of it is to catch the loop as quickly as possible, and that is a training, and different variables can affect that speed as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I lived with some of my things for almost 32 years. I didn't even know what to do with them.
Right.
So now it's like this snap. I can get myself out of that.
Like I'm out.
Yeah. I'm out. Yeah. So
it's beautiful.
32 years, no way out. Trapped. Complete trapped, right? So for the audience, I wanted to ask some questions from your article, of course, right?
Sure.
So where are you still trying harder instead of listening sooner? If listening and noticing are very related to each other, very close to each other. When we're listening, we're also noticing, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So I wanted to ask, where are you still trying harder instead of listening sooner? So in Melissa's example, you were sharing about your pain, right? Body pain, right?
Right. So I do a pretty good job listening now to that pain and to my body and trusting it. I think trying harder would be still with my voice and voicing my opinion on things. Like I still consciously have to think, even if people are asking like where to go out for dinner or what I want to do next. It's really easy for me to fall back and say, I don't care. I'll do whatever, to appease and make other people happy. So I am still working really hard at pausing, thinking what I want and being able to voice it and say, I think we really should go to Oscars for pizza tonight. Or, I'd really like to go watch this movie. Or, I think I'm ready to just go read by myself. And that's okay. It's still sometimes hard for me to voice exactly what I want and sometimes to even know, but I'm really working on that.
You know what's the best way to get that going? Do it more.
Yep.
The more
and
you
I am. Ask those around me. They're like, wow, she has an opinion and she sticks with it. I'm like, I know. I've always had an opinion. I just didn't let people know. So, yeah.
Just use it more and you'll be able to see yourself doing it, and then you'll be normal, right?
Yep.
It'll be a normal part of your life. So what signals, so the next question I have for the audience is, what signals from your body have you normalized? What signals from your body have you normalized? This is the way it is. It just means I'm strong. It just means I'm, trying so hard. It just makes me so worthy, so enough on that enough scale, perfect on that perfect scale, right?
Yeah.
So think about it. So start noticing.
Yeah. I used to have a headache a lot. I'd have headaches a lot. And I just say, oh, that's just how it is. And since I've done this work, I don't have headaches near like I used to. And when I do, it's usually because I'm tired or I haven't been listening to my body. So yeah, just little things. Just pay attention. The tingles in your feet, tingles in your hands.
Yes. Feel them and then notice them.
Yep.
If your body could speak out loud right now, what would it say?
My body would say, you are enough. You are worthy of everything you want in life and to go after it and to just open up and be. And I do that a lot. I've always was rolling my shoulders, but now I'm like just embracing everything that comes and being aware and loving what's coming, speaking from my heart, not from my brain all the time, because I used to trip over my words. And so I listen to my heart.
And it becomes powerful, right? When you don't listen to your brain and you speak from your heart and open your heart and speak, you actually
you're so open. Yeah.
Powerful.
I sit taller now. I sit straighter.
Beautiful.
It's amazing how my posture was before. It's just like, oh my gosh, how did I not know?
Yes, but
I wasn't ready.
You're here. You're ready. You're ready to serve. So Coach Melissa offers amazing coaching service. So, connect with her. And we're all here to, serve 1.5 billion humans by 2035. That is our vision.
Absolutely.
That is our vision. Because we don't need to live with pain. We don't need to live with suffering. We don't need to live with anything like that. Life should be enjoyable no matter what. Life can happen, but it should be still enjoyable. When it's not, then we have to start noticing.
Right.
Why not? And then that noticing is the most powerful thing that you can keep doing in your life, because a lot of us run to what? Most of us don't want to notice. What we want is, what is the strategy I can use? What is a hack I can use? What is a tip I can use to get over this feeling? No.
Yeah.
Those are
just little Band-Aids, like until you're ready.
Yeah, when you're ready and stuff, we can come back to those. But right now, you just need to notice. because the noticing is what brings you back home. When you're back
Mhm.
home, like back home here, to your
Yeah.
body, to yourself, then things looks different. Things are going to look
It
different than
does.
what you think now they look like.
Yeah.
Yes. So
They really
amazing.
do.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and
Thank you.
thank you, Melissa, for contributing the article. And our next
Yes.
issue is going to come out April 15th. Again, it's free. Under this video, you're going to see a link. Click the link and put in the password flow, all capital flow, FLOW, and that is how you get access to this magazine, this issue, and also all of the other issues that we have done in the past. And we're here and we have parenting in flow workshops or labs, as we call them, because life is a lab, right? We're always working with variables. So those labs happen on Wednesdays, every Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you want any information on that, if you're a parent or a grandparent or a caretaker or a teacher, if you want to come participate, that would be just send me a message or Melissa, and we can share with you the link to register.
Yes.
And we will have it this Wednesday. We're going to have it at 6 p.m. this Wednesday again in Pacific time. So come join us every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Other than that, we will see you on another live tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a blessed night. Enjoy. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Kohila. Thank you, everybody.